Hello, everyone. What? Yeah, live?
Hang on.
Oh, no.
You're not seen, but you are heard.
Okay. Hold on, guys. I guess I'm heard but not seen. Let's see what's up. Oh, frozen. Look at how I'm frozen. Hey, Deborah. Hi, Crystalline. I'm currently frozen. So...
And it's not responding.
At least it's a smiley face that we're seeing. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh no. Let's see. Frozen, Rocket Mortgage, Black Queen 777. Hello. I know I'm frozen. We're working on it. Hi Demi. Hi dolls. Hi lovely babes. How are you? We're working on the frozen issue right now. So bear with us. Bear with us. Oh man, how are you guys doing? So tell me in the chat how you guys doing. Welcome to Lily's News. Let me know how your week has been going. It was a rainy day, super rainy here. You look happy today. Rocket Mortgage. I mean, I'm not happy, so that's so funny. You guys. Oh no. Okay. That's so sad. Can I maybe just try turning the cam on and off?
Like I have no.
The whole computer, everything is. Okay.
Maybe turning the camera on.
Yeah. Give me guys.
Oh, the potato's not responding either. No, oh, it's alive.
Okay. All right. Let me turn the cam back on.
US.
Oh gosh. Sorry guys. Are we back? Are we back? Okay, awesome. I think we're back. Let me just refresh. We're getting there. Let me just make sure everything on this end. Okay. Perfect. Is that Danny? No. Okay, hi dolls. We are back with Lily's News. Today's Friday, and that means it's Lily's News time. My name is Lily, and this is when I talk about all the things that have been stuck inside of my brain, and I need to get out on Friday for an hour. So, so we have a lot to cover, actually, so we're just going to kind of jump into it. I'm actually going to move my chat over here so I can see you guys. All right, so the title is Scott Peterson innocent? Pink sauce drama. The other girl in the thumbnail is Bryn Speecher. We have to talk about NFL Lee on TikTok. What else are we talking about? I have so much stuff. Okay, so let's just get into it. Let me get my doc up and let's chit chat. I hope you guys are good. I hope you guys are having a good day. Let's get the pink sauce out of the way because I always leave her for the last, but she is a mess of a person. So let's get it out of the way right now. So the pink sauce lady, Chef P, you know, the pink hair, the pink sauce, she went totally viral. We've been there. We've been through the whole thing multiple times. She was viral. She was making the sauce, botulism, bad sauce, exploded bottles, gross. One girl reviewed. They went on the Karamo show. Chef P and Karamo were both like, you have learning to do. And when to some like a random person that was like, okay, I'm reviewing a product, and she got told that she was wrong for reviewing a product like 99% of other people do on the internet. Okay, so pink sauce lady, she got her sauces in stores with Dave's Gourmet, which is a hot sauce company. Pretty cool, awesome. Now the pink sauce wasn't as pink as it was supposed to be, and so that made people kind of but it also wasn't $20 at Walmart. Then it went on clearance at Walmart, and now it's at the dollar store at Walmart. And now the pink sauce lady wants to sue Dave's Gourmet, but she can't because she's broke. And Dave's Gourmet says, we could sue you, but we won't because you're broke. Okay, so that's pretty much where we're at with the pink sauce. She has been going live on TikTok a bunch. She made notes that she wants to give people business advice. I don't know if you would like business advice from Chef P, the pink sauce lady, but she is open and willing to give you business advice. Because she knows what not to do now. And Chef P says that she doesn't even have a contract with Dave's Gourmet, that it's just a piece of paper. If you signed it, then it's a contract. Hi, Jen. How are you? And so, yeah. So she makes claims that she used all natural ingredients in the pink sauce before it was with Dave's Gourmet. No preservatives, no artificial flavors. And she made the suggestion that Dave's Gourmet did not use all natural ingredients or high quality ingredients and used preservatives. Obviously, you have to use preservatives to put something on the shelf to be sold at Walmart that's going to be viable and usable for a year and a half, as sauces should be. And she says that drastically dropped the overhead cost for pink sauce. Okay. Yes, because $20 a bottle is too wild, and that was not going to happen at a store. No, I don't think so. If I want business advice, I'll turn to a business school. Exactly. Exactly. I don't think anyone needs to be taking business advice from Chef P. No offense, Chef P, but I'm having a hard time believing that you are okay right now, let alone in a headspace where you can tell people what not to do and what to do when it comes to their business. So yeah, she says she could sue Dave's Gourmet, which I don't think would go very far at all, because I wholeheartedly believe, I don't know for sure, so this is just an allegation, I wholeheartedly believe that she no longer has actual rights to the brand name Pink Sauce, because I'm pretty sure she signed that over to Dave's. But Dave's Gourmet is being kind enough to let her use Pink Sauce in her new ventures and not suing the bejesus out of her. So she has new powders, a pink and blue savory and a pink and blue sweet. So they're just powders of, I'm going to just say preservatives and flavor that you can put into sour cream or like a whipped cream or like a frosting to turn things pink or blue, for savory stuff, for sweet stuff, whatever you want to do with it. Let me just make sure this video, okay. Man, oh man, it's just too much. She is selling her pouches, just like a regular like ranch dressing pouch for $20 a pouch. $20 a pouch? $20 a pouch. So she was on a live stream the other day and someone commented something about Chef P lying about her mom passing away when she was like a month old, like a very newborn baby. And that set Chef P off. She became extremely emotional. She was signaling basically that it's time for her to take a break. I think it's time for her to take a break from the internet. I think it's time for her to take a break from the sauce. I think it's time to take a break against the protest of Dave's Gourmet. It's time to just take a break from trying to stay as relevant as possible, because she got very emotional. She started making claims that it was this girl, Allie, who went on the Karamo show, who reviewed her product, who they gaslit into thinking that she was the problem, not the botulism in a bag sent through UPS, that she was the problem. So, yeah. So she was very emotional. She brought up Allie, and she mentioned that it's probably someone who likes Allie and is trying to go up against Chef P because Chef P blocked Allie. It's all just petty, silly drama. So yeah. So that's where we're at with Chef P and the pink sauce drama. There's Dave's Gourmet drama, she wants to sue, and there's online drama, and I think she just needs to go take a nap. She needs to just go focus on getting money in to raise her kids, feed her kids, house her kids. She needs to just focus on that, I think, for a minute. Take a breather. It'll be okay. If you're so business savvy, it'll be okay. I'm sorry. That was shady. Let's talk about oh God, there was the baby in Walmart. We'll save that for later. Let's talk about NFL Lee on TikTok before we get into anything else. NFL Lee on TikTok. Do you remember the video of the child opening like an Amazon package? It was like just after Christmas, and she was looking it over. She read it and she was like confused, and then she was like, "Oh, I know what it is, and it's something that I needed," right? And it turns out to be a box of Slim tea. One of those teas that just makes you like shit your brains out and you like lose 5 pounds of like water weight and it turned your stomach for a week. This little girl, probably under 9 years old, got excited and perked up over a box of Slim tea. She had 2 siblings next to her who were visibly disappointed. Let me pull this video up here. If you don't remember, let me show you. Okay, so this is the little girl opening her package, being very excited. It's still Christmas time, so you get a nice little package. This is absolutely heartbreaking. Trigger warning.
Now we vote 20.
Yeah, there's my 20 there.
Okay, let me kind of fast forward it a little bit.
Wait, tea. Slim tea? Really? Really? Be happy. Be happy. What is? They showed her some Slim tea.
You can hear in her sister and her brother's tone that this is ridiculous and completely unnecessary and very much rude. Very much rude.
Thank you.
What?
What you mean what? What?
Okay,
What's that? What's up? You want it?
It's something that I needed.
Oh, real?
Okay. So that was NFL Lee recording the sweet baby girl opening a box of Slim tea and finally come to the realization that like this is something I wanted. This is something I needed. That's so utterly heartbreaking. This was really gut-wrenching to me. My heart hurt watching this video. Seeing that little girl's siblings like acknowledge just how ridiculous this is before she smiles herself, like set me off. To to be taught at such a young age from your parental figures that like what you are is not beautiful, that it needs to change, that what you are is not ideal, that you need to change, that what you are is not good and that you need to change is absolutely so extremely painful. And the fact that a girl, a child, a little baby, even at this age, knows what slim tea is the problem that we have as a society right now. And to hear okay, this is hi Lone Wanderers Bunker. This is what got me. So you can hear the man behind the camera saying, is that's what you wanted? That's what, that's what you need. Aren't you happy? You like it? Adding to he was telling her how to respond, but that's based upon days and weeks and months and years of being brainwashed to respond in that way and that way only. And this is really hard to unlearn. And I am so saddened to see this little girl be brainwashed to the point where she thinks this is good, this is okay, and this is fun, and this is ha ha ha, and this is what I needed. Like, no, you need a hug, and you need love, and you need support. You don't need slim tea. You don't need people side-eyeing you and shading you and like being really slick with their insults because you're just a kid and you don't understand. Oh, heartbreaking, right? Jen says, very rude. I was cornered in the hospital because my oldest was a bigger child. That was messed up. That's just baby Chubb. It's just a baby. She's just a sweet little baby. That should never have been done to her. And then to be put on the internet as well is absolutely so frustrating. So she'll lose the baby Chug. I think she's adorable. She's the sweetest little thing in the whole world. She don't need to change anything. She's perfect just the way she is. Exactly. And I feel like I have curated the people that have kind of followed me from different places on the internet as really kind and loving human beings. And of course, that's how we feel. And unfortunately for her, she is inside of a system of like her parental family system right now, where she doesn't get that. She's not getting that because she's getting Amazon packages delivered in her name of slim tea. But this goes on and this gets so much worse. So the reaction online to this video was absolutely uplifting though. So humans from all walks of life were able to recognize the pain that girl was suffering and going through, and that the trauma that is actively happening to her and her self-worth needs to be acknowledged. To possibly her ability to find joy as a grown person being halted and being affected by this activity is so insufferable. And the ability to look in a mirror and not hear all those words said about her run circles through her brain and her soul. This is pure trauma, in one of the most insensitive ways. Like, it's not even someone traumatizing a child who tried to not traumatize a child. There are things that happen in life that just happen and need to happen, and unfortunately people always need to go through, and it can be traumatic. This is something that this child should have never had to go through, especially it being posted online. But unfortunately for her, this is not the end of the trauma that she's going to experience. So NFL Lee is the creator who posts all these insane videos at an insane level. Like, there's multiple videos a day. And it's absolutely wild. This man filmed his girlfriend's kids, which are these children that you saw, throwing boiling water, a pot of boiling water on a puppy. I'm not going to show that video because it was so utterly disturbing. It made my skin crawl. On a puppy. I'm not going to show you, but he encouraged these kids to walk out to where this puppy was sitting on their yard, walk up to it and throw a pot of boiling water. You can see the steam coming off the water. The puppy screamed and ran off, and then he laughed. Did you get it? Ha ha ha, did you get it? Okay? Insane. Pure insanity. There's been many videos that are just too hard to even watch, let alone like save and share with everyone else. But due to all of the shenanigans, like throwing boiling water on a puppy and recording it, and the constant videos of the kids going up online, CPS was called and the kids were taken away. And now I want to show you a video of humans attempting to feel when they are incapable of feeling. There is no emotion here, and this is probably the scariest thing ever. So I'm going to pull this video up here, and I'm gonna pause it. We'll probably kind of skip through it a little bit just because it's 2 minutes long, but you know the deal. All right. So this is NFL Lee, and this is the day that CPS came and told them that they are removing the kids from the home. Where's my sound? Are you guys? The woman in the blue shirt is the mother of these children, and she has just been informed that the children are going to be picked up and that she has to pack clothes and things for her baby and babies, and she's just standing there emotionless. And I can understand that if this was an actual reaction, everyone responds to different situations differently. I understand that. But from all of the videos and all of the instances of really just terrible parenting, this is not surprising. Having no reaction, having no response other than anger, when the anger should be inward. You should be angry at yourself for allowing these activities to not only happen, but to be posted online. You bragged online about your kids doing these things. Your kids are not responsible for themselves. Let me fast forward a little bit.
It's crazy that we haven't experienced this part, but I'm asking for anybody that can help me in this situation with an attorney of some sort or whatever. We need some help because I'm gonna do all I can do as a mother, over and beyond for mine to keep a happy home. And if anybody know a good lawyer or attorney for a family for this kind of matter, please reach out to us. We need you guys to help us in this situation.
So instead of actively packing up items for your children as they're being removed from your home, you're asking the internet for a lawyer. You're asking the internet for how to fix this. You didn't get a second chance. Every day is a second chance to do better by your children. Every day is a second chance to do better by your children, and you're asking for a lawyer the day CPS is requesting them to leave. What? What do you mean? Okay. This is another one. This is this one, and then we're moving on because we have so much to talk about. This one, they should be ashamed of themselves. Yeah. Look in the background. They probably have nothing. Yeah. That's my problem. So this one here is her actively packing. This one here is her actively packing with no intensity, with no purpose. It's very half-hearted. Nothing, everything just kind of seems, I don't want to say like, oh, there's drugs involved or anything. I don't know, but she seems very much in a fog. She seems very much in a haze. She might be completely flabbergasted. She might be in a state of like delusion, like she doesn't really understand that she's there. I don't I don't know. I don't know her. I don't know her mental health state. I don't know her, if there is, I'm not saying there is, I'm saying if there is any sort of drug use or anything in her life. I don't know if this is just how she's always been. Maybe she doesn't emotionally, she doesn't show her emotions outwardly or anything like this. A lot of people are like that. But this seems very lame. Like, this seems lame. Like, you seem like this is giving very much I'm a lame human. Like, I can't do it. Like, I can't comprehend it enough to actually do it. Not out of not wanting to comprehend, but just not having the ability to comprehend the seriousness of the situation.
This is what y'all wanted to see her. This is what y'all wanted to see her.
Now, you can hear the man screaming. What is he saying? Like, this is what you want, this is what you want. The man screaming is not these children's father. This is this woman's boyfriend. He is not the father of these children, but he is the one who has been putting them on the internet day in and day out, encouraging bad behavior after bad behavior. And he's filming the person that he supposedly loves in what is quite possibly the most traumatizing moment of her own life. I don't understand this. They should be ashamed of themselves. Look in the background. They probably have nothing. If CPS comes to take my kids, I will be fighting. That's exactly. Wouldn't you be fight? Like, wouldn't you be fight? Wouldn't there be energy in your soul? Like, you're like in an adrenaline rush, right?
That's what y'all wanted to see her. That's crazy, bro.
Anywho, you guys get the gist. I can't deal with that. So I needed to share that because I know a lot of people probably saw the little girl opening that Slim Tea, and I wanted to fill people in with like sort of the rest of the story, that this was an ongoing problem. I know that the creator, NFL Lee, found fault with the viewers. He thought the viewers, the people calling CPS, the people making notes, the people, calling the authorities on him were the ones at fault. That's how he felt. But it was his fault. It was the parents' fault, because these children are children. Like, you don't have a different word for a young human because we want it. Like, they're children, they're babies, they're growing, they are not mature, they are not grown, or they're not done. Their brain isn't done. Do these people not understand a self-fulfilling prophecy? Yeah. The fact that it's his fault, but she is most likely to stay with him. Another fantastic point. Black Queen 777. It's almost, I mean, I don't even want to verbalize it, saying that like she wanted the kids to go away, that her life would be easier. Not everyone's made to be parents. I think this is, when it comes to CPS and taking kids away, it is not the first option that the majority of social workers come to. I'm not saying all social workers come. There's a lot of people that, out there that make poor decisions, social workers and not social workers. But the majority, 99.9% of social workers, especially those who work with CPS, do not want to take the kids out of the house. They do not want to remove the kids from the parents or the single or the parent or the guardian. They don't want to do that. This is a last resort situation. Like, they thought about it. This probably wasn't the first time CPS even knocked on their door. It rarely is the first time. So for this to happen, there has been warnings. There's been warning signs. There's been problems brewing. There's been issues there. And it's absolutely devastating to see a person who made the decision multiple times in their life to bring a human into this world and take on the responsibility of raising them and then letting them go, and just dropping the ball so heavily that they get taken away from them by CPS. And then to most likely stay in that relationship that not only resulted in your kids being taken away from you, but resulted in you losing your kids. Like, it's one thing that your kids, like, okay, you don't have contact. It's two different things. Like, your kids were taken away from you, but you lost your kids also. What's more important? Very sad. It's very hard, and it's not a black or white situation, and I don't know their lives. I only saw some videos that they posted on the internet. I don't know everything. I don't have the details. I was not there, but all I know is that this definitely could have been avoided, and it should have been. He's at fault. I don't decide what CPS does. Take some responsibility. There was a CPS up here that's been under investigation for their wrongdoings. Yes, exactly, Jen. I wholeheartedly know for sure that not all social workers for CPS are good or make the right decisions. In this situation, I think it probably was definitely the right decision, especially when it comes to multiple kids. They kind of have, like, more eyes on it. So that's NFL Lee and their shenanigans. And all I hope is that those kids are in a healthier, safer place. And I hope that both the kids and the parents can grow in ways where they can come back together, because that is the ultimate goal when it comes to children and parents and the system. Their ultimate goal was reunification and bringing those kids back home to a parent who is capable and able to properly raise them. But, this is so the whole thing is absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. So sad. Okay, let's get to more absurd things. Let's see. Let's talk about Bryn. Bryn, she is, I don't want to say the luckiest woman in the world, but she had luck on her side. And, well, I guess she just had a really super lenient judge. So in California, Bryn Speecher, spelled Spejchter, strange, interesting name, got off on murder with 2 years of probation. Yeah. Yep. So, let's see. What is his first name? Chad. Okay, Chad O'Melia and Bryn Speecher were dating for a couple weeks. And they were at his apartment. She was, let's see, this was 2018. She's 32 now, so late 20s. She was in her late 20s, and they did a couple of bong rips, right? As one does. You're chilling in California, doing some bong rips. Now, unfortunately for Bryn, she did not adjust well to her new and momentary euphoria of marijuana. She kind of freaked out and stabbed Chad 108 times. So that's crazy. This is one of the wildest things that I've ever seen. Because I don't know. Right? I don't know. Okay, so Chad was stabbed 108 times by Bryn, who claimed that she was in a psychotic state due to her cannabis use. And since she was in a psychotic state due to her cannabis use, she wasn't aware of what she was doing. So she wasn't fully capable to know the repercussions of stabbing a human being 108 times. So the judge, the court, decided that since she wasn't fully there, mentally there, she wasn't capable of understanding what's actually happening, that she shouldn't serve any sort of jail time as punishment to stabbing Chad 108 times. So feel free to try to make that make sense. Don't know. That's crazy. 100 hours of like education, probation, 2 years of probation is absolutely crazy 6 years after the crime. So this happened in 2018. It is now 2024. She was just sentenced in the crime that happened in 2018. And she's not even going to jail for murder. I don't understand. So let's read this. Let's go through this. So Speecher had an adverse reaction to the marijuana and suffered from what experts call cannabis-induced psychotic disorder. This is from CBS News article. During that psychotic episode, Speecher stabbed Mr. O'Melia multiple times, killing him. Jen says, oh my God, bullshit. That's what I'm saying. I'm not laughing because it's funny, but like, I'm just laughing because of how absolutely ridiculous this is. Police officers who responded to the apartment found O'Melia lying in a pool of blood with Speecher, screaming hysterically with a knife still in her hands. Like, bro, like, girl was found with a knife in her hands, stabbed her boyfriend 108 times, and basically walks free. She's on probation. I mean, her face is everywhere. You know, no one likes her right now. Sorry, girl. But, I mean, that's kind of like court of public opinion. You probably should have went to jail for a little bit. Before the officers could disarm her, Speecher plunged the weapon, a long serrated bread knife, into her own neck. So she freaked out. Officers used a taser and multiple baton blows before they were finally able to disarm and subdue Speecher. I wonder if she wants to join our lottery pool. Good luck. So Chad was unfortunately pronounced dead at the scene by paramedics, and Speecher was ultimately convicted by a jury of involuntary manslaughter. Right? We're feeling that. I'm allergic to it, and that wouldn't even happen unless it was laced. Right. Question. Was it laced? Could it have? It could have been. That's always an option. You know, that's always on the table. But there's no mention of that in any sort of article that I've read about it at all. Ventura County Star reported that the day before Tuesday's hearing, family and friends of Amelia marched in front of the county government center carrying signs that said 108 stab wounds is a serious crime and Judge Worley do the right thing. Speecher's lawyer Bob Schwartz said he was pleased with the ruling. The outlet reported Judge Worley did the right and courageous thing. Now this, of course, is setting that community ablaze. Because the majority of people believe that jail time was necessary, that justice was not served, that Chad and Chad's family got no justice from giving this girl 2 years of probation. Some community service, my guy. That's wild. So what do you guys think? If it was, it would be in her system. Yeah, which I'm pretty sure they would have. They would have checked. It would have been part of any information. I've read a good amount on this, and I haven't read anything about them testing anything but for marijuana. So anything other than, or anything crazy, any. Remember bath salts when people were like eating people and everyone's like, oh my God, bath salts. And like, it was like the zombie apocalypse was happening. Remember when that happened? So Sean O'Melia, I believe, Chad's father said he just gave everyone in the state of California who smokes marijuana a license to kill someone, which if you go deep into it, kind of, in a way, you know, how do you check for someone going through a cannabis-induced psychotic break? That seems a little bit far-fetched for me. How often do the cops screw up on testing for stuff? Hella often. Hella often. But I feel like they would have done a good job. Also, they had 2 sources to test. So I feel like if they screwed up on one, they could have got information from the other, because both her and Chad were ingesting the same product from the same bong. Bong is such a great word. Bong. So, I mean, it could be a complete screw up, and it could have been something absolutely horrific available within the flour inside the bong. But from what I've read, there was no information on that. But also a cab. So let's move on to but also a cab. Scott Peterson. Okay, this is one of the craziest things that I think. This is starting 2024 off with a bang. Hearing that people think or have an idea that there's a probability that Scott Peterson is innocent is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane to me. So Scott Peterson in 2002, his wife Lacey and their unborn child named, shoot, what was their unborn child's name? Oh, I always forget it. Oh, I know it. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna figure it out. Connor Peterson. So Lacey Peterson was about 8 months pregnant on December 24th, 2002 with Connor. This is wild that douche nozzle murdered Connor and Lacey. Yes. So Lacey, and pregnant with baby Connor, went missing on December 24th of 2002. And her body did wash up ashore in 2003, I believe around March or April, like springtime 2003. There's a lot of information to this case, but one of the most solid bits of information was that Scott said to one person, "I'm going golfing," and then another person, he's going fishing, and he went fishing, and he wasn't going golfing. And why are you going golfing on the 24th when your wife, who's 8 months pregnant, is getting the house ready and just everything ready for Christmas, because you have 2 families and you're in California and it's a whole thing and it's Christmas time. Why are you going golfing and or fishing on the 24th of December? It's kind of chilly for that anywhere in the United States. It's a little chilly, mid-December, maybe in like Florida, California on the water, there's gonna be a little chill. It's not, it's not 80 and sunny, maybe some places, but anywho, also Scott Peterson, this is such a crazy long story. Scott Peterson, was having an affair. Scott Peterson was also, in his shop making concrete weights for boat, so like concrete anchors. And Lacey Peterson was in the water, anchored down, resulting in some of her body washing ashore, coming ashore, rising to the top of the water, and being found in different parts. And those anchors, those concrete anchors, were lost, that Scott loved to make in his thing. It's a whole thing. Scott Peterson did it. He killed Lacey. Yes, there was a hammer. There was hair in the boat. Lacey's hair was on boat. The house smelt of bleach, even though I'm pretty sure Lacey, 8 months pregnant, would not be filling up buckets and buckets of bleach and bleaching the floors to get ready for Christmas, maybe a mop. There was testimony and eyewitness statements of someone seeing Scott Peterson struggling to get get something from his car to his boat, and wondering why he pulled up so close to the water. He was like very, very, very close to the water while docking the boat. It was a whole thing. There was so much going on. Why did you do your own laundry for the first time in your life? There was laundry, there was a shower, the timing of the phone calls, everything was as sus as it can be, and Scott Peterson did it. There was a break-in across the street from Scott Peterson and Lacey's house in 2002. I believe, I don't know, like a day or two, I think it was like before, or it might have been the same day. I'm not exactly sure. It's been a while since I kind of refreshed my whole brain on all the Scott Peterson stuff. But there was a break-in. So he tried to say that, well, it was probably the people who broke into the house across the street. So they broke into the house across the street, switched MO, and went across the street to Scott and Lacey's house and just decided to murder and hide an 8-month pregnant woman. That bleached hair didn't help him. So it was a whole thing. It was an absolute whole thing. Scott Peterson murdered his wife and unborn child. He was found guilty of murdering his wife and unborn child. He is in jail for the rest of his life because he was found guilty of murdering his wife and unborn child. And then all of a sudden, a couple of days ago, I see that the LA Innocence Project, which is not the Innocence Project, just to be clear, they are two separate entities, that the LA Innocence Project believes that, there might be a possibility that Scott Peterson is in fact innocent. We are looking into this, and we want all the information and all the pieces of evidence that were entered into trial, and we are going to help this man with all of our funded money that we get from human beings, because we are a non-profit organization. So we raise funds from people just like you, and we are going to potentially spend a really big chunk of that money on Scott Peterson, murderer. You know he's guilty. He's so guilty. He has appealed and appealed and appealed, and he is guilty. Look, there might be a 0.00001% chance that he is not guilty. But I don't see it, I don't hear it, and I'm not for it. Unless there is video recording of Scott Peterson getting out of his truck, getting on his little boat, trying to go fishing, paddling out or whatever, I don't know how boats work, going back onto his truck, and nothing enters the water other than a fishing rod, nothing gets weirdly shifted from his vehicle to his boat other than a small little tackle box and your fishing rod. You get on, you get off, you hop on over to the speedway, you get a Coke, and you go home and you say, "Sorry, wife, I decided to go fishing on December 24th. Even though you're 8 months pregnant, we have 2 families to deal with on the holiday, and now I'm all dirty and stinky." That's the only, unless there is video evidence of his exact movement on that day, he is guilty. What next, Charles Manson, citizen? Judge Lilly has made her ruling. I would be the absolute worst judge. I'd be like, day one, okay, this bitch is guilty. I would be the absolute worst judge. I mean, I'd love to go. I'd love to learn more about like the law, like the legals, like legalese. But yeah, he's so guilty, and it grinds my freaking gears to think that anyone out there would think it would be a great way to spend publicly funded money on lawyers and research and this and that and this and that to try to get Scott Peterson off? Scott Peterson? Where was this energy with like Gypsy Rose? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like maybe maybe a little bit of energy to a bigger case that has more questions around it, a bigger case that has more sides to it. Maybe that's just a freaking thought, right? To spend publicly funded money, like the public is giving you money, and they're saying, oh, I would love to support the Innocence Project of Los Angeles. That's fantastic. We have a huge problem in Los Angeles with people being incarcerated for crimes they didn't commit, for over-incarcerated for crimes, minuscule crimes, over-incarcerated for teeny tiny little things, right? We have a massive problem in that in LA and everywhere. But it's like really these big cities are like really, really bad with it. You're going to tell me you'd rather spend money on a man who is more likely to be guilty than the sky being blue? How do you think the people who gave you money, who gave you free money, feel about that? LA Innocence Project.org. They should be supporting the family of the victims. They should be. It's California where you can murder people and get away with it. Exactly, it's California. You can just claim cannabis-induced psychotic disorder, right? What is happening? I feel like this is all wrong. This is all wrong. This is like I saw it and my whole body just like buzzed. I was like, this is wrong. This is incorrect. This isn't what we're supposed to be doing. There are so many humans that could benefit from the help, the assistance, and the money. But this man has appealed and appealed and appealed and appealed and appealed. Like, you're good. Like, you're done. You're done. The only way is if there is such concrete evidence, and I mean that, like not concrete freaking anchors, concrete evidence that he was not involved, and I don't even know what that would be. In 2002, you're not going to see a video of him. You're not going to see, you're not going to be able to track him from street light to street light. Catch him on an ATM. You're not going to be able to do all that because it just wasn't like that. So what possibly could happen? I hate stupid people. There's a crack in the time dilation. Someone got a sonic screwdriver. So anywho, I just wanted to share that's absolutely crazy, and I will be following every move that the LA Innocence Project makes when it comes to this Scott Peterson case, because what the actual fuck? There's no way, bro. Like, there's no way. There's no way. Okay. Anywho. Okay. Oh, we have to talk about... Oh my gosh, I'm like getting through all my things. This is great. Oh my God, I'm not getting through all my things. I have so much. Next week, we are going... And hopefully there's more information. Next week, we're going to talk about the 3 friends that were found dead outside of this man's house. Okay? We're going to talk about that. It's probably... Hopefully there's more information that comes out. But next week, we are going to talk about that. I've been wanting to cover that for a really long time. There's really no information. Hopefully something happens next week, so we're going to talk about that next week. Right now, we're going to talk about Kenneth Eugene Smith, the first person who was put to rest by nitrogen hypoxia. In Alabama yesterday, Kenneth Eugene Smith was the first person to undergo nitrogen hypoxia as a means of death, because he was on death row for murder in 1988 of, Elizabeth Sennett. He was a murder for hire. Him and another dude were John Forrest Parker. Were hired to murder Elizabeth Sennett. And her husband, who was a pastor, Charles Sennett, wanted to collect the life insurance on Elizabeth. But he committed unaliving the YouTube has very said, I say all the words that YouTube doesn't like. I'm sorry. He committed suicide after he was like, oh, I'm a suspect. Whoopsies. My B. Oh my God, I gotta talk about the other pastor. Oh, there's so much. Oh my God, we have so much to talk about. Are we going to talk about WWE? No, I mean, not me. But there's a lot of WWE stuff on Insane Games. What do you want to talk about WWE? Like what? Tell me, give me the info and we'll talk about it. Oh, we'll try. Maybe I'll talk about it. Okay. We might be here for a while. Guys, get a snack. Okay. So what's his name? Kenneth Smith. Nitrogen hypoxia. This is where, a human's inhalation is fully replaced with nitrogen, so they are not breathing anything but nitrogen in, and then once their body dies, they run, so they have a no heartbeat. They run it for 5 more minutes, and then the person is dead. Now, the interesting thing about Mr. Kenneth here was that this was not his first attempt at execution. Yep, in 2022, the lethal injection did not work because they couldn't get a vein for it. So they were having a hard time getting the vein out. So we went through the whole process, last words, had the guy who tells you, you're forgiven. What is that guy? The guy who does the thing? And he's like, the Lord. He had his last meal. He had his last words, his final appeal. Denied, obviously. All right, you are sentenced to death. Execution time. They attempt with the execution. It did not work. It was not successful. There was no execution. Vince McMahon, sex abuse, human trafficking. Yes, I saw that. Do they talk about that on WWB?
There's going to be... Jeremy's coming in tomorrow to record something for Monday.
Okay. There's going to be something on Monday on this channel here, not on the live tab, but on the video tab, about it from the WWE Wrestling with the Business Boys. So they'll probably be talking about it. But yes, if you want me to talk about it, also, I'm more than happy to add my opinion. I'll look into it and get more. I saw the headlines. I saw the things, popping up on my phone. I'm happy to look into it and bring it up next Friday if you'd like. I'm happy to talk about it. I'm happy to talk about really terrible things all the time. So this man was executed. To be honest, I flip-flop when it comes to the state forcing the Kool-Aid down your throat. Unless I saw you do the crime, I'm not going to vote for the death penalty if I'm on a jury digging my heels in. Yes, so this was my question. Before we get to the question, how do you feel personally about the death penalty, which is I know it's a very loaded question, and for me, it's very much not a yay or nay type of thing. But when it comes to this style of execution, this was the first time it's ever been done. There are only 3 states that allow this as even as an option when it comes to execution, and Alabama is the only state out of the 3 that actually has a protocol for this execution. Now, this protocol does have a lot of redactions when it comes to public readings of it, meaning we don't have all of the information and all the steps that they go through for this type of execution, which I thought was very not good. I want to know exactly what happens. I want to know what exactly is going to happen to this person. I want to know if the jury of your peers or the court itself decided that it is time and this is what needs to be done with this human being, that his actions were so inhumane and so terrible that he needs to be put to death, that he needs to go on death row and he needs to be executed by the state. I want to know exactly what's going on because this execution is being paid by tax money. Am I right? I want all of the details. I want all the information. So there's been a lot of talk about nitrogen hypoxia and how scientifically it is quite bad. That it's not a silent, easy passing on the body, that it is actually quite strenuous and terrifying and painful to go through. A lot of scientists are standing up and saying, hold on, what the fuck? Hold on. What are we doing here? Like, since when? Since, like, what? Because there's these claims coming out from the state, and there's claims coming from scientists, and they are butting heads. And I'm sorry, but I'm gonna go with the scientists on this one, because I trust science a little bit more than state officials. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Rest in peace, man. I guess I don't know. Like, what do you say? Like, what do you? What do you say? But yes, tell me, what do you feel about the death penalty? Like, what do you feel? Like, what are your thoughts? What are your opinions about this and something like this? Because I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an answer when it comes to this specific case. I don't have enough details about Kenneth Smith himself, or exactly what he did, and like how he did it and why he did it and all that stuff. He did it in 1988 for $1,000. So I don't know. But if you were on a jury and you were faced with death penalty, yay or nay, you know, one guy said it perfectly, victims can't heal if they are waiting for the criminal to get their sentence. When the DP is off the table, victims can start to heal. Yeah, I think death penalty is crazy. Now, and I want to kind of bring this into, if anyone's been following the Kohberger case, the Idaho murders, where the man went into the house. He's not even on trial yet. They're in the hearings phase, where the man went into, allegedly went into the house and killed all those college students. We don't know if death penalty is going to be an option on the table or not. They have lawyers who are familiar and knowledgeable and have worked many death penalty cases before. You have to, if it is an option. It may be diminished down to life without parole. It may be a death penalty case. We're still kind of unsure about that. They're not in trial. They're just in hearings. So yeah, but I mean, that's a very gruesome and grisly case. And I don't know if the families of the victims, who themselves are victims in something like this, would want the death penalty. I think it's definitely a discussion that the lawyers need to have with the victims and the family of the victims, to even see if it's something worth going for, you know, and then having the conversation and the knowledge that, one, pain does not equal bringing, you know, or doing or replicating that same crime onto someone else. Not saying that execution is a crime. It's, you know, legally it's not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's very, ooh, I don't like it. You know, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I can see when a case, a human, a criminal might be eligible, and it might be a thing. Like, there's plenty. I feel like that's a possibility. This dog, I just saw a dog walk by, and oh my God, I thought it was a creature that crawled out of a sewer. It was a dog. I worked with a girl who was horrifically unalived. The thought of the death penalty crossed my mind. Then I realized it was an emotional response. Yeah, that's what a lot of people that I've talked to about this, I just talk about the death penalty with my friends a lot. But yeah, it does feel like a very emotional response. And like, when it comes to the Brian Kohberger case, it's been so long already. And I don't want to say like, oh, so long, like it's been a year, but it's been a very long time since the event happened. And we're not even at a trial phase yet. You know, we're not even in trial. We're not showing the evidence. We're not questioning the witnesses. We're not getting any information to the court other than, you know, hearings and times and this and that and this and that and cameras and all this stuff. And to think that that the family of the victims would want this man who allegedly did a crime, to sit in jail waiting for his day. I don't know. The length of time. Did you see the argument? I don't even want to get into it. I can't get into it. I can't talk. One day we'll just do a whole Kohlberger day, because but when it's closer to trial, or maybe during trial or something like that. Who knows? It could be 2025 that the trial starts for Kohlberger. Okay, I want to talk about one last thing. No, oh my God, there was two things. I wanted to talk about the pastor online who crypto scammed like 300 people out of like millions of dollars. Oh, I wanted to talk about that. He's a jerk. Ugh. Anywho, there's a pastor who scammed people out of millions of dollars, and he said God told him to. That's really the summation. God told me to take your money and make my house look prettier and buy cars and go on airplanes and food. God told me to. He just blames God for everything. And you scam people out of like $3.2 million. That was really it. I don't need to talk about it. But I do want to share one last thing with you guys before we go. I do want to share one last thing. This happened in Walmart. Okay? This happened in Walmart. It was cold. It was like a week or two ago. It was cold. We were all cold. Remember when we were all cold? Like as a nation? Remember as a nation when we were freezing together? It was cold, and a grown woman, a mother, brought her baby into Walmart. She's in a heavy sweater, not like a heavy sweater, but like a nice sweater, pants, boots. She's in a sweater, and her baby, toddler, maybe 2-3 years old, just in a pamper, just in a diaper, sitting in a cold metal cart. Okay? And when the video starts, he is now in a garbage. This happened in a Walmart. Is never a good start to a story. And so he's sitting in this cart, and now he's in like the freezer section, and now he's in a garbage bag. So someone already looked at him. Someone already addressed the situation, and she decided a good way to solve it is with a garbage bag. Putting the child inside of a garbage bag. Cut a hole for the head and put the kid in the garbage bag. And this breaks my heart. She's a person started recording the interaction between her and this mother, who is like throwing bags of frozen food onto this toddler who's freezing, shivering, teeth shivering. You can hear it, you can see it. He's having the shakes, like he's cold. He's very, very cold because everyone's cold. And you can hear lots of voices coming through, like, you know, some like, you can't do this in here. And then the second video that came out was of a woman in one of the electric carts. And I've always wanted to drive one of those. Not like to like make fun of, but I've never driven one. She got some clothes for this little baby boy. And as the mom is still grocery shopping, as the mother is still grocery shopping, she is just ignoring, silent, the entire interaction between this other woman putting clothes on her own child because she was so inept to do so herself. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The woman who recorded that video was rumored to have been fired. I do believe that she got fired because she addressed the situation. And I guess she did it in an improper way. I don't know how there's an improper way to address a baby in the middle of America in a cold snap in only a diaper, shivering in a cart. I don't know if there's a proper or improper way, but what I do know is that I would have reacted probably the same way. You know, I probably would have reacted the same way. I don't think I have the video. I didn't save the link to the video. I don't know why I didn't do that. Oh, maybe I did. I don't know if I even need to show it though, because like that's really heartbreaking, isn't it? Okay, well, let's just pull it up. It'll be the last thing that we do. Let's just pull it up. Okay.
That baby just had a
Okay, so this is the woman in Walmart. You can see the baby shivering.
I can't. Yeah, don't do that. Somebody call police. Somebody call police on her. Get out that man's face, please. What the hell? Somebody call police on her.
Okay, we don't need to watch the whole thing. You get the gist of it. I don't know. If you saw a baby that was now wearing a garbage bag in a shopping cart in the freezer section in the middle of the winter, what would you do? What would you do? Lone Wanderer says, having a kid don't make you a mom. Yeah. I'm non-confrontational. I'd probably ask if she wanted me to buy the kid some clothes. Is there a GoFundMe for the worker? I don't know if there is a GoFundMe. I will look for it, and if there is, I will show it on Friday. I'll go take a look and see if there is a GoFundMe for them. I would help that baby. I would make it known that you can't have a baby in a garbage bag, right? Like, you can't do that to a baby, and like, you don't know what that mom's going through. She's clearly having a hard day right now, and she's acting out herself. But my thing is, what's going on behind closed doors is always the question. And we don't have access to behind closed doors. We only have access to what's happening out in public. And right now it's freezing outside and your baby's in a diaper, and I'm really tired of like this. I'm really tired of it. Like, I'm really tired of these kids suffering at the getting the short end of the ignorance stick when it comes to the parents. This is really, like, this was a really sad day. I'm sorry. All my stuff was sad. I don't have anything good to talk about. There was nothing good. Did I talk about anything good? I don't have anything good to talk about. There was nothing good and healthy and satisfying in today's episode. I'm so sorry. I try so hard to, like, maybe I'll do like a palate cleanser at the end. I don't have anything. I mean, I have like a hamster in like a costume eating a snack. That's it. I don't have like a good story of the day. Everything is awful and terrible. I would help that baby, right? I would hope that I would help that baby. I would hope that I would be able to approach the situation with levity, and kindness, and just completely out of concern and care. I would hope that I would be able to approach that with the ability to not potentially set someone off, like set the mom off or anyone else around. I would probably try to do it in an aisle where it was just the two of us and with low tones. I do think public shaming is a really great way to like solidify a punishment. Certain situations, I do think public shaming works. I don't think public shaming in this situation was the best way for it to go. And I don't think it was meant to be a public shaming, but it sort of felt like that. I feel like this is a conversation. This is a pull aside. Hey, like, I see that this is happening. Do you need, assistance with clothes? Like, this is a quiet conversation. And then if it needs to get loud, it can. I think starting at loud is not ever really the best response. But like I said, this is just when the video picked up. I don't know if they started at loud. They might have started at low tones. They might have started at just the straight concern and the conversation. I don't know, because that's not where the video started. If you're under 21, yeah, CPS is called. Is Gypsy Preggers yet? Oh, Lone Wanderer. No, I gotta hope not. She did get a puppy though. She got a puppy. Just to make sure they have what is needed. Just to make sure they have what is needed. And like maybe the baby, she needed to go to the store, right? And she has to bring the baby. Maybe baby was just having like a full meltdown, and like maybe they were ripping everything off. They needed to go to the store. Like maybe they were, every time you put pants on him, they ripped them off. Every time you put a shirt on him, he ripped them off. Like maybe that was, like we don't know. We don't have any of that information. None of that information is available to us. The only information we have is her response to once people started actually recording. Now, do I think it should have been recorded? No. But since it was, we have, we can react to it. Lone Wander says, did you see the tables turned on a public shamer of two ladies not wearing masks? They put their panties on their face. Oh, gosh. They're used panties. Oh, thank you. Thanks. That's horrifying. Who was it? There was someone. It reminds me of a video that I saw. And it was someone's wife was like, well, if we have to wear masks, they didn't say what type of fabric we have to use. And they went out and got like lace. I'm like, I'm making masks out of lace when we were all masking up, for one another's safety and health and concern. And she's like, well, they didn't say what type of, I'm like, I can't. Oh, what a nightmare that was. What a nightmare 2020 to 2023 was. Ugh, hellscape. Okay, well that's it. I gotta go. It's like so late. I gotta go. And I will see you. Thanks for being here, you guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out and chatting with me. I love doing this. This is really fun for me. And it makes my weekend so much better because I'm not like sitting with all this information and like words and like articles and videos and stuff. I gave them to someone else so everyone can take a little bit of that load off of my brain and I get to start fresh again. So I appreciate it. Thank you for being here. If you guys are very much interested, there are many like the Wrestling with the Business videos on this channel as well, and so check them out, and I will see you guys next Friday. And we have Vince McMahon, is that his name, and the Kansas City 3 men found dead, supposedly frozen to death, from Kansas City next week, plus some more things that happen. Who knows what's going to happen this coming week. Thank you, Black Queen 777. I will see you all later. Be good, be kind, and take it easy. Okay, I'll see you guys. Bye.